Let's bring in Mustafa Barghouti, the Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative, who's in Ramallah. Great to have you on the programme. Can you tell us, Mr. Barghouti, what has changed in 20 years for Palestinians?
What has changed is that Israel has blocked every possibility for peaceful negotiations. What has changed is that all the promises that were given to Palestinian leadership, if they re-engage in negotiations, have drastically failed. And what have changed is that the military Israeli occupation has become a system of total apartheid, a system of total racial discrimination against all Palestinians. What has changed is the number of settlers, who used to be no more than 150,000. Now they are 750,000 illegal settlers. And Israel has consistently, during the last 20 years, continued to destroy any opportunity for a peace based on two-state solution. But what has changed also is the Palestinians believe that the road of compromise with Israel is possible. Now the people understand that the Zionist movement and Israel have sent one message: there is no place for a compromise. And that's why they want to annex not only Jerusalem, but the whole of the West Bank.
And Mr. Barghouti, I just want to pick up from what Gideon Levy said in the previous report. He said that Palestinians have never been so divided, neglected, and the Arab world is betraying them. It is one of their worst hours.
It is. But sometimes the worst hour brings the best opportunity.
How?
And I believe we are standing now at a crossroad. And what is required is an adoption of a completely new and different strategy from what we used to have in the past. And the new strategy, as we believe, should be based on targeting the balance of power, which is skewed in Israel's interest, through wide, popular, non-violent resistance, through wide boycott, divestment, sanctions campaign against Israeli apartheid system, and through Palestinian internal unity.
And I want to talk about that. So to jump in, how much hope is there? Because we had talks here in Istanbul between the rival groups, Fatah and Hamas. How much hope does that bring to Palestinians that there will be elections soon between these two groups?
I believe we are in a much better position than we were on the issue of unity than we were since 2011. There is hope, but the two major parties here, Fatah and Hamas, who are engaged in the internal division, must understand that if this continues, this internal division, they will lose their popularity. And the public is totally angry at this internal division. We know that it is difficult to say who is responsible for what, but in general, both parties will suffer if they don't engage very quickly in a real negotiations to end this internal division. Okay. Of course, with the participation of all other parties.
Okay. Mr. Barghouti, we have only just a minute to go. I just want to ask you, away from the politics, a child born today in Gaza or the West Bank, what hope does he have compared to 20 years ago?
A child that is born today will have a little hope and a big hope. A little hope that maybe we will eventually have a Palestinian independent state. But the big hope is that we will have a state that is one state with the full democratic rights and full equality. In other words, if Israel kills the two states option, which it is doing, and I believe they will do that, we will turn to demanding one state solution with full democratic rights for everybody. So a child born in Gaza will have the hope that he can live not only in Gaza happily, but also in Jaffa or Haifa or Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. They have no alternative to one thing, which is accepting equality between both people.
All right, we will leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Mustafa Barghouti, Secretary General of the Palestinian National Initiative, on the 20 years since the Second Intifada. Thank you so much.